Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?
Hello, my friends. My name is Christina. You are here on The Main, and I am so excited to be bringing you my flatbread dough recipe. Flatbreads can be topped with absolutely anything you want, but this dough, this is the tried and true that's going to get you there each and every time. And you really don't need very much. You're going to see I'm pulling this whole thing together in a bowl today. That's because it's a small amount of dough. We're making flatbread. This isn't a giant pizza to feed all of your friends. We'll have other recipes for that. This is for that really nice date night flatbread, or if you want to serve a starter to your friends, this is the recipe that you're gonna need. So what you need to start is a bowl and a wooden spoon or some kind of spoon to mix. I've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 1.5 teaspoons of instant yeast. You can use active dry as well. You're gonna need 3/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. I'm using a pink Himalayan today, all the same. 1/2 cup of warm water, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and 1 teaspoon of honey. And it is that easy, my friends. We're literally gonna start by pouring this water right into our bowl. And what you wanna do is you wanna dissolve your honey. Now, I said 1 teaspoon, but you don't need to get too crazy about this being super, super exact. A little extra, a little less. No one is going to be hurt by that. I think we all get really bogged down with the exact specifics when we start to cook things, and then we get too overwhelmed and we think, oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna bother. This is easy. You can absolutely bother with this. Warm water, guys. You wanna make sure you're using warm water, kind of like bath water. If you have an instant read thermometer, great, take it out. It should be between 110 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have an instant read thermometer, get it in the link below. I have one for you. Also, just test it on the back of your wrist. It should be just tepid like bath water. And you want to sprinkle your yeast on top of this sugar water that we just made, essentially, because you don't have to use honey. You can use any type of sugar you want. This is just an opportunity to add flavor. And that's where you can kind of make things your own. The reason we add a little bit of sugar to this water before we add the yeast is because the yeast needs to eat something, and its food is sugar. So what you want to do is, if you're using active dry yeast, the one that needs to be proofed first, is you want to let this mixture sit until it starts to bubble, about 5 to 10 minutes. If you're using instant yeast, it's good to go right now, and mine is. The instant yeast will bubble up as well, but I don't necessarily have to wait for that. So I'm going to add my 3/4 teaspoon of salt right to this mixture, because I want to get everything nice and dissolved before I added my flour. Guys, I make flatbreads all the time, and this is my go-to dough. This dough it comes together super well without a mixer, so I don't have to pull out this giant mixer and make a mess. I can just do it in this bowl. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and I'm just gonna mix this up. This dough only needs about an hour to rise, but you can make it in advance and let it rise in the fridge for anywhere from 6 to 12 to 24 hours. I think the thing I want you guys to understand first and foremost is that the slower and longer your dough rises, the more flavor it's going to have. So I'm gonna start by adding about half of my flour. I have 1.5 cups here, and I might not need it all. I might only need 1.25 cups, because it's going to depend on your exact measurements. And I know, and it depends on a lot of things, how warm your space is, how humid your space is. So really what I wanna teach you guys here is how to look at the dough and know if it's done. So the reason I start with a little bit of the flour is because it's a lot easier to incorporate. We want this to be easy. If this isn't easy, you're never gonna do it, and you're never going to have this super impressive method in your repertoire. And that's not what we need. We need things that we can come back to over and over again that are going to be delicious, impressive, and hit the spot. See, look, all my flour is absorbed. I'm ready to add more. I am gonna need this on the board. I just wanna wait until I have more flour incorporated, because then it's not going to be as sticky. So you'll see, I'm going to incorporate flour until I can't really incorporate it anymore with my spoon. And I'm just turning my spoon around the bowl and pressing the flour in. Flatbreads are one of my favorite things to make when I want to clean out the fridge, because you can really put anything on them. When you guys go to restaurants and you see that they've created this like super bougie flatbread and they're charging an arm and a leg for it, let's be honest. And you know, I'm just telling you, you guys can make that at home. Go online, look up your favorite restaurant, see what they put on your favorite flatbread. That's where you can get some great inspiration. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour, but we're just about ready to turn this out onto the board. Look at that. So I'm just pushing this flour into the dough. And look, like this is, the sides of the bowl are coming clean. The dough is no longer super wet. I'm gonna turn it out now. And don't be worried about, is this the right time to turn it out? I don't know, it doesn't matter. As long as you get this dough onto this board, that's all you need. I'm going to just scrape this spoon, make sure we got everything. And now my number one goal is to knead this. And don't be scared of kneading. It's easy. You're just pushing on the dough, moving it away from you. And you'll see right away, it's still fairly sticky. If it's sticking to your hands, get more flour down. Remember, I've got a cup and a half of flour here to work in. So I just get it down there, pat it in, push it, turn it over, and I use the heel of my hand to push it away from me. I fold the dough in and I push it away. Fold it in and push, just like this. As you get better, you'll be able to go faster, go slow at first if you have to. We're aiming for a very smooth, supple dough. You want to care for this guy. You want to love on him. Give him all the love. You'll see I've got it, it keeps sticking to my hand. That's what tells me I need more flour. So I'm gonna pick it up from my board, just push it all in. There's no rhyme or reason for this. I'm gonna add a little bit more flour. You'll know that you have enough flour when you incorporate all of the flour and it's no longer sticking like crazy to your hands. If it sticks just a little bit, but nothing gets left behind on your hands, that's okay. That is the perfect spot for this dough. When you get really good, you can go with 2 hands, but we're beginners here, right? Are you a beginner? Give me a like in the comments below if you're a beginner. That is exactly what we do here on The Main, is I do things for beginners. So I'm just gonna keep kneading this for about 3 minutes until it's nice and smooth and supple, and we will see you when this dough is ready. Look at this dough, my friends. It is smooth, soft, supple. You'll see all of my flour has come up off the cutting board. I probably have about a tablespoon of flour left in this bowl. It's just basically, you know, reflective of the moisture that's in the air. And, you know, everybody's dough will take up a little bit extra flour or a little bit less flour, depending on what's happening. I've just rolled this dough into a nice ball. This is the perfect size, guys. Look how easy. That came together in no time. I was barely kneading that for 3 minutes. I'm even gonna take this same bowl that I had before. You'll see that it has all kinds of stuff in there. I'm just gonna scrape it out. Just scrape out any of that because I don't wanna dirty anything else. I just wanna do it all in this bowl. Keep it really easy. I'm gonna take my olive oil, just do about a teaspoon in there, not too much. And I'm going to put my dough in the bowl and really get it around there. Make sure every area of the bowl is oiled. And I like to do a big flip there and get the whole thing covered in oil. I'm going to cover this and let it rise at room temperature for about an hour and a half. If it goes a little longer, that's perfectly okay. The main goal is to see this double in size. If you want to use this a little bit later, cover it, put it in the fridge. This will be good for 2 days and it'll get more complex and deeper in flavor over those days. I've actually got one ready to show you because the magic of food on the internet. Here it is. I made this morning, and this dough, oh, guys, look at this dough. Oh my gosh, it is smooth. Look how smooth and beautiful. This is a huge air bubble, a hole. I will actually show you what this dough looks like inside, just so you can get a feel. If you want to see how this dough bakes up, look at this. Oh my gosh. If you guys want to see how this dough bakes up, I'm just going to pop this, then you are going to want to tune in to my episode where we are making a beautiful bougie spring flatbread. Grilled zucchini, pine nuts, some lemon zest, caramelized shallot. You do not want to miss this, my friends. Check out this dough. Just so smooth. This is gonna bake up beautifully in the oven. You could do this on the grill. We're doing it on the grill. Guys, I wanna see you at that next video. Come and cook a flatbread with me. I'm Christina, you're here on the main, and this is dinner. Bye-bye.
Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?